Hello and welcome back to Voice of Wisdom. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wished there was a simple, natural way to keep your blood sugar in check without relying on more medications? For so many older adults, managing blood sugar can feel like a never-ending struggle, with confusing diets and frustrating side effects from pills. But here's something you might not expect. There are actually 4 fruits, yes, fruits, that can help lower your blood sugar naturally and safely, especially for seniors. I know we've all heard that fruit is full of sugar and should be off limits, particularly if you have diabetes or prediabetes. The truth is, not all fruits act the same in your body. Some are packed with nutrients and special compounds that support healthy insulin and can actually help bring those stubborn blood sugar numbers down. In today's video, I'll introduce you to 4 powerful fruits that scientific studies and everyday people swear by for managing blood sugar in older age. Each fruit has unique benefits, and I'll break it all down in plain, simple language so you can easily add them to your routine. So if you're someone who's keeping an eye on their sugar, worried about medication side effects, or just wants to take better control of their health, you're in the right place. Sometimes the best solutions really do grow on trees or sit right in your kitchen fruit bowl. If you found this helpful, please remember to like, subscribe, and share Voice of Wisdom with anyone you care about who's on their own health journey. Together, we can make healthier, happier lives possible at any age. Number 1. Blueberries. Let's start with one of the most overlooked superfruits for seniors, blueberries. They may be small, but the impact they can have on your blood sugar levels is anything but. Blueberries contain a powerful combination of antioxidants, fiber, and polyphenols that do something remarkable inside your body. They actually improve insulin sensitivity. That means they help your cells absorb glucose more efficiently, so it doesn't stay floating around in your bloodstream causing trouble. This is especially important for older adults because as we age, our bodies naturally become more resistant to insulin. And when that happens, blood sugar starts climbing, energy crashes become more frequent, and the risk of complications like nerve damage or kidney issues grows. But just a handful of blueberries a few times a week can gently nudge your body in the right direction. What makes blueberries different from many other fruits is their incredibly low glycemic index. That means they don't cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, like a banana or a piece of white bread might. Instead, they release their natural sugars slowly and steadily, giving your body time to respond. Even better, they're packed with something called anthocyanins. These are the compounds that give blueberries their rich dark color, and they've been shown in studies to reduce inflammation and lower post-meal blood sugar levels. So, for older adults who often feel sluggish after eating, adding blueberries to your breakfast or snack routine might be just the gentle support your metabolism needs. Take George, a 74-year-old man from Oregon. He'd been battling high blood sugar for years, and every time he visited his doctor, he left with more frustration and more medications. But when he began adding a serving of blueberries to his diet every morning, just a simple mix into his yogurt or cereal, he started noticing real change. His afternoon crashes disappeared, his morning numbers improved, and for the first time in years, his doctor actually told him he could reduce one of his medications. George said it best. It wasn't a miracle cure, it was just one small change that gave me back a little control. That's the quiet power of blueberries. They're not flashy, they don't promise overnight miracles, but they show up every day, doing the small work that adds up to real change. And that's exactly what older bodies need: consistent, gentle, natural support. So next time you walk past the berry section in the grocery store, don't overlook those little blue gems. They might be tiny, but for your blood sugar and your long-term health, they pack a mighty punch. Number 2. Cherries. Next up is a fruit that often gets overshadowed by apples and oranges, but deserves a spot on every senior's plate: cherries, especially tart cherries. These little red gems do much more than please the taste buds. They actively help lower blood sugar levels thanks to their high concentration of polyphenols and anthocyanins, the same compounds that give them their vibrant colour and distinct tangy flavour. But more importantly, these compounds reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, two of the main culprits behind insulin resistance in older adults. And when your body starts to respond better to insulin again, that excess sugar floating around in your blood finally has somewhere to go. One of the reasons cherries are so helpful is because they target the deeper issues behind high blood sugar, not just the surface symptoms. When you eat a bowl of cherries, you're not just avoiding a blood sugar spike, you're actually helping your body restore balance. That's a crucial difference, and it's one that many people don't realize. Instead of just cutting out sugar, imagine supporting your body's natural ability to handle it. That's what cherries do. They work with your system, not against it. Let's talk about digestion too. Many seniors struggle with bloating, discomfort, or irregularity, which can affect how food is processed and how sugar is absorbed. Cherries are high in both fibre and water, which means they support smooth digestion. And when your digestion is working better, your entire metabolic system gets a boost. Your blood sugar becomes easier to manage, your energy levels stabilise, and that frustrating cycle of fatigue and hunger starts to break. And it's not just theory. I recently spoke with a 68-year-old woman named Barbara who started incorporating cherries into her diet 3 to 4 times a week, sometimes fresh when they're in season, and other times frozen or in a no-sugar added juice. After 3 months, she reported not only lower fasting blood sugar numbers, but fewer nighttime awakenings, better sleep, and fewer cravings during the day. She said, "I didn't change much else, just started focusing on cherries. It was like my body stopped fighting me and started working with me." Now, of course, like anything else, cherries need to be eaten the right way. We're not talking about cherry pies or cherry-flavoured candies. We're talking about whole, real cherries, fresh, frozen, or juiced with no added sugar. That's where the magic is. And when seniors make the shift toward foods that support their bodies rather than strain them, everything changes. You begin to feel lighter, steadier, and more hopeful because you're not just surviving the day, you're giving your body what it needs to thrive. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3, guava. This next fruit might not be as common in every American kitchen, but for those who discover it, it can be a game changer. Guava. Now, guava may not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of blood sugar support, but this tropical fruit is loaded with powerful compounds that help seniors regulate glucose more effectively, even after meals. And here's the surprising part. It's not just the flesh that's beneficial. The peel and even the leaves of guava contain strong antioxidants and hypoglycemic agents that help reduce the absorption of sugars in the digestive tract. For older adults, post-meal spikes can be especially dangerous. Your body might already be slower to process sugars, and if your meals include processed carbs or hidden sweeteners, those spikes can shoot up quickly and stay high longer than they used to. Guava steps in as a buffer. Its high fibre content, especially soluble fibre, slows down the release of sugar into your bloodstream. That means a smoother rise in blood sugar rather than a sudden spike followed by a crash. And this steady rhythm is crucial for maintaining consistent energy, focus, and even mood throughout the day. One thing many people overlook is how blood sugar affects emotional health in older age. When glucose levels swing too wildly, it doesn't just wear out your organs, it wears out your spirit. Seniors can feel foggy, frustrated, or even depressed without realizing their diet is playing a role. Guava, by helping to stabilize that internal chemistry, becomes more than just food. It becomes a quiet supporter of your emotional well-being. And the best part? Guava is incredibly versatile. You can eat it fresh, sliced into salads, blended into smoothies, or even brewed into a warm tea using the leaves. Some people sprinkle a bit of salt or lime on it, and it becomes an afternoon treat that's both delicious and health-boosting. And unlike some sugar-reducing foods that taste bitter or bland, guava is sweet, slightly floral and refreshing, perfect for satisfying that sweet tooth without sending your sugar levels through the roof. I met a 71-year-old man named Ronald at a local health workshop who shared his guava story. He'd been struggling with blood sugar spikes for years, especially after lunch. He began eating half a guava before his meals, and within weeks he noticed a difference. His after-meal energy dips were gone. He didn't need a nap every afternoon, and when he saw his doctor a few months later, his A1C had improved. Ronald told me, "It felt like a tiny shift, but it changed how I felt all day long." What that tells us is this: small changes, when made consistently, don't just add up, they compound. And choosing fruits like guava that work with your body instead of against it is one of the smartest, kindest things you can do for yourself, especially after 60. Because it's not just about living longer, it's about living better, more clearly, more calmly, and with more control over how you feel each day. Number 4, grapefruit. Here's a fruit that's been both praised and warned about, depending on who you ask. But when used properly, grapefruit can be one of the most effective blood sugar supporters out there for older adults. It's not just the tangy taste or the vibrant pink colour that makes it special. Grapefruit contains a powerful compound called naringenin, which plays a unique role in helping the body use insulin more efficiently and in slowing down the rate at which glucose enters your bloodstream. Now let me be clear. This doesn't mean grapefruit is some magic pill, but what it does mean is that it gently nudges your metabolism in the right direction. And for seniors, that gentle nudge is often exactly what the body needs. After age 60, your insulin sensitivity naturally declines. Your pancreas might not be producing quite as much insulin as before, and your cells may be a little more resistant to it. So, what happens? Sugar floats around in your bloodstream longer, causing damage to nerves, blood vessels, and organs. That's where grapefruit comes in. It helps reduce insulin resistance and improve your body's ability to pull sugar out of the blood and into the cells where it belongs. One fascinating thing researchers have found is that the natural acidity of grapefruit also helps suppress appetite and reduce cravings for sugary foods. For many seniors who struggle with sugar addiction or emotional eating, just half a grapefruit in the morning can set a more stable tone for the day. And if that sounds too simple to be true, think of it this way. When your taste buds are satisfied by something sharp and citrusy, you're less likely to reach for pastries or sweetened cereals right afterward. But here's a caution you absolutely must not ignore. Grapefruit interacts with many common medications. Blood pressure pills, statins, and even some antidepressants can become dangerous when taken with grapefruit. So, before you add this to your diet, please speak with your pharmacist or doctor to make sure it's safe, in your case. That said, if you do get the green light, this fruit can become a regular ally in your fight against blood sugar spikes. I once spoke with a 68-year-old woman named Ethel who was struggling with high morning sugar readings despite eating healthy dinners. She started eating half a grapefruit before breakfast, and over a few weeks she noticed something shifting. Not only did her fasting glucose improve, but she said her cravings for sweet muffins in the afternoon completely disappeared. She laughed and said that grapefruit saved me from myself more than once. Stories like Ethel's are not uncommon. When you find the right foods that work with your biology instead of against it, your whole day becomes easier. You gain more stability in your mood. Your energy doesn't crash halfway through the day, and you don't feel like sugar is controlling your decisions. Grapefruit, for those who can tolerate it, is one of those fruits that quietly works behind the scenes to steady your system and lighten the load on your body. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Final thoughts. If you're still with me at this point, take a moment to appreciate yourself. You didn't just watch a video about fruit, you made a real investment in your own health, independence, and well-being. That already puts you ahead of so many who simply let life happen to them, but not you. You're here, you're curious, and you're taking steps to create a better future for yourself. That speaks volumes about your strength and determination. Let's be honest, challenges with blood sugar in our later years aren't just about what's on our plate. They're shaped by all those small, everyday decisions that build up over time. And none of us are perfect. We've all reached for something sweet out of habit, stress, or just because we didn't know any better. The good news is, every new day is a chance to make different choices. Each healthy snack, each walk you take, every restful night, they all add up, little by little, to better health. What I hope you remember today is this: you have more power than you realize. Your body is always working to heal. You just have to give it the right support. These 4 simple fruits don't require a prescription or a big investment, but they're backed by years of research and can make a real difference when added to a healthy lifestyle, along with movement, restful sleep, and plenty of water. And please, don't let numbers on a chart define your worth. You are so much more than that. You are wise, you are strong, and every time you choose something healthy, you're choosing to invest in yourself. From my experience working with older adults, I can say this with confidence. The people who truly thrive are not chasing perfection. They stay open-minded, keep learning, and keep believing that growth is possible at any age. That's exactly what you're doing by being here with Voice of Wisdom. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. I'd love to hear from you. Share something you learned or how you're planning to use it in your life by leaving a comment below. Your thoughts inspire and encourage us every single day. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Voice of Wisdom, and share it with someone you care about. Your support helps us keep making content that matters. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.